Vicky here with you. I hope you're doing well. Today we're gonna start off by showcasing the card sets that I've got done so far, and we're gonna make the last one. But before we make the last one, I want to showcase the ones I made. It took longer for me to be able to finish off my card sets because of the fact that my sewing machine was at the repairman, and so I didn't get to do the last card set. And I really want to launch these cards because I made them since the beginning of the spring. And it's been a while that I've been talking about it, so I really want them to be in my Etsy store, so that's where they're going to be. So as of the video, they're there. If you're interested, you can go and grab them. And I always include little goodies with my with whatever you purchase at my Etsy store, but usually, like if it's an item, I usually include a little card, a little thank you note, and I also include a little pack of tea. But this time for these guys, I'm going to include this little thing, which is a little magnet that says "You're awesome," and this is my own design, so I'm actually including this here with every single one of these. So basically, if you're purchasing these to give away, this could be a little gift for yourself. These will be mailed out in bubble envelope. If you purchase on my Etsy store, it's always a tracked package, and I always put a big "Do Not Bend" sticker on it. And obviously, because it's in the folder, honestly, like, they can't be hurt because it's going to be like really solid. But there will be big "Do Not Bend" on the package. If you're based in Canada and you don't want it, because through Etsy, all the purchases that you make is always a track package. This way you make sure that it reaches you and you've got a tracking number. But if you're based in Canada and you just want to have the item mailed regular mail, you can email me, and then I can arrange to do an invoice through PayPal to you for regular mail item. The only thing is, obviously, because it's going to be regular mail, if it gets lost in the mail, I can't be responsible for that. But, you know, I've never had anything get lost, really. The only items that I got lost were actually a tracked item. So, yeah, I don't understand, but it is that's what it is with the postal service, I guess. So let's go through the envelope sets, the card envelope sets. So this one, you saw me make the cards. This is how the little folder looks when you open it up. This is what it's going to look like. And all of these cards, they're all blank on the inside, and there's nothing on the front. Except for one set, I believe, that has some stuff on it, but I believe there's only one. We'll see through this. There might actually be none now, because I did remove some that had notes. So there's these, and these, as I said, you saw me make these cards with embellishments a few weeks ago, using my stash. So that's the first set. I just have to be careful when I'm putting it in that I don't remove the little bling. So that's the first set with the little cover with the little bird. Then we have this set. This set is a set of postcards. Usually for postcards, I don't include envelopes, but because all my sets included envelopes, I did add envelopes to this one, just in case you did want to send out the postcard in an envelope. So it's a recycled postcard, and I used basically some painty paper that I made. I believe these I made on Patreon. So I've used some images, Tim Holtz images on these, and I did make the painty paper also on Patreon. So if you guys want extra content, go on over there and check it out. I've added extra content to all the tiers, and there's also freebies that are done every month. So it's a really good value if you're interested. This one is also little postcards, but this one has little birds. Same thing. I also added the envelopes just in case you wanted to mail them out through this with envelopes, because, you know, in case you don't want anything, any marks or whatever to damage the front. They go through the mail fine. It's just that obviously going through the postal service and the machines and everything, it could make marks on the little cards. So there's that. Then we did these on together. So that's the final folder. We made all the clusters, and then we made the card last week. So this is the set that we made together. There's quite a lot actually that we did make together. So I'm hoping that this is something you like. It's also a fun way, well, first of all, it's a fun way to support my shop, my YouTube channel if you want. We also made these using some Project Life cards. So it's a fun way to support it. It's also a small business, obviously. And it gives you a chance to see upfront and personal what my finished cards actually look like, if in case you're curious about that. And I think they will make really fun gifts. Then I had made these with cards. So these, and then I've got these here with playing cards. And I believe these we also made together. As I said, I've been working on this for a while now. This one, I believe I did on Patreon, some of these cards, and I added new ones. So basically, I had some in this set that had some sentiments on them, and I replaced them with plain cards because just thought it was nicer to have these cards be that you can use them for any sorts of occasion, especially if you're giving them as gifts. The people that you give them to can honestly decide what they want to use them for. And then finally I did this with my Patreons, using some doilies and using some stuff that I had. So there's this, and here I decided to use some of my charms and some doilies, which, you know, I'm trying to use up stuff that I haven't used in a while. So these are all the sets that I've done so far, and now we're making a set using these. So basically what happened is I made a video on Patreon on how to make these altered playing cards. So I made a bunch of them, and then I made toppers with some of them. So basically I went from this, it was a regular playing card that I painted, and then I attached some papers to it, and I stamped on it, and I distressed the edges. And then I moved from that to, and I used some of these from my Reader's Digest book. So some of these leaves, and I've got some that I want to make another, with the other one I want to make another set, but it's probably going to be for a friend. Her birthday's coming up, and I'm thinking of giving that to her as a gift. So these are the cards that we've got, and now we need to make cards with them. And that's what we're doing today. Now, one of these is going to go on the front of the little folder. So these little folders have been made with, I split up a file folder, and then I scored it so that I could cut it, like make it like this, so that it could actually hold the cards. These can be used afterwards for something else, like you can transform them into a journal or into whatever pocket. That's just a fun thing. And then we're going to be deciding one of these to go on top. So I'm thinking this one has to go like in a different way, whereas these are all like kind of on the top. They're not, like, I don't see them going that way. So I think I'm going to use this one for the top, just because it's in a different direction. I think it's going to be good. Now we need to decide what type of background we want for this. Obviously we're going to be using this card base, so there's going to be 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need to decide what type of paper and everything else. And that's the part that takes the longest, I find. And we also need to decide if there's other embellishment that needs to be added, or if the papers and those little cards are going to be enough. I don't know. It's going to depend, I guess, on the paper that we choose. I say we, but at the end of the day, it's kind of me. I love when you guys write that you were shouting at me to choose certain papers or to use up certain things, and I either listened or I didn't. I really wish sometimes you guys would be present when I'm making these. I could make some live videos. It's hard because the timing might not work for everybody, and it's a whole big setup, and I haven't done one of those in a long time, so I don't know. I've been considering doing it for my Patreons. It's something that I've mentioned to them, maybe doing a chat group and then having the chat live as I'm crafting. I did that with my daughter on one of the videos I did there. It was really a lot of fun being able to chat with my daughter while making something on video. So we've got the 5 card base, and now it's a question of deciding what we want to do. I do like the fact that there's a white, because of the fact that there's white on the images. So I think that might be a good thing to actually use white. So this could be something that's gonna be, that would be good. I've got all sorts of different papers. So I've got these here, these packs that I've had forever in my stash. I used to be a creative memory consultant way back when, and these were some of the items that I had for sale, and I kept some for myself, or there's some that didn't sell and they're in my stash. And these were not cheap. Like, this set was like 12 bucks. So they were not cheap, but they had some beautiful design, and I thought maybe some of these could be really pretty as the background. Like, you could see, like, this would be really pretty with some of these cards. It could be the full thing. The only thing that bothers me with this is the edges that are rugged, and that might be a little bit, because if I cut it, then obviously not the full, there won't be yellow on the edge. But other than that, those colors would be really, really awesome for this. So So there's, I think I like the green better. So the green could be good. The yellows might be a good choice as well, maybe. Probably the yellow would not show as much, the edge that's missing. So maybe the yellow could be a good substitute depending on what paper we put on top. So let's pull out the yellow and let's pull out these greens, just because for now that's probably the ones that I like the most. These are all like plain. They're plain, but they do have a line that you can cut them through, so it could be a good topper. However, I only have 4, so that's not gonna work. So we're not gonna use that. The other colors I'm not too fond of. And these I have the same problem. It really shows the. It's so strange that I only see. I see 3 of this design, but only see 2 of this, whereas I have 3 of the other ones. So why? How come I'm missing one? Huh. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's not the same green, is it? No, it's a bit different. It would look good too, actually. I could go either one of them. They're very close. So the kit would not be that far off, actually. So let's pull out those just in case we decide. Whoops, that's not the same. This is the lighter version. Okay, I'm getting confused. I'm getting too many papers. So I've got 2 lighter versions. Like that. I have these 2 that are very pale. And then I have okay, these 2 are the same. These 2 are the same. Where's my other one? What's the other one then? I'm missing one. Okay, this is strange. It's probably like right in my face. Oh, there it is. Told you, right in my face. And I have the even, yeah, the pale. So I think those are probably the best bets. This has a lot of brown. It could go with that too, I guess. All the greens could go with this. It really depends on the rest of the stuff that I use. So let's pull out all of these, and then we'll see what top I decide to go with, and that's going to be the major major deciding factor. Okay, so we've got all of these that are the different backgrounds. And these And these, they're all good colors for this, honestly. And then we have use also like right underneath this, maybe. This one though, it's really dark, so I'm not sure. I think I would need to have something else underneath, but anyway, there are options. I think I'm gonna open it up, but I've got a feeling like this is gonna be too pastel. The green, it might not be a good choice, but at least if it's opened up, maybe next time I can use it. I want also to thank everybody that's subscribed after my last week's video. I really appreciate it. It does show YouTube that you're interested in my videos, and that helps the channel. It gets me noticed by other people, so I really appreciate that. Okay, these are more like notes. They're really not the right, I really could not use these. These could be used, but I don't know. It could be. It could be something, because I was looking into this paper pack here. And this paper pack had some design in green that I thought might be a good solution. These are all different colors that don't match, but then you get into these here, and I thought some of these could be really good. Like this one could be really good, and I also thought there was another one. Where's the other one? This here I thought might be good, because there's some blue in some of the ferns, but actually after seeing this, I think this one would be a better choice. I don't know if I've got enough though. I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that would be sufficient to make what I need. Oops. So these could be underneath. It's a very similar color if you look at these two, but I do like the lines on this probably more than the design on that one. And what else? I have this here, but I don't like it because I'm gonna be cutting it and it's gonna look weird, I think. And I only have 2 of this design. I should have 3. Yeah, I've got 3. So I could use that. But I don't know. The other ones, they're too pale. So those are not a good choice. But these 3 could be. I'm going to put that aside, because these are not. And then I have this here, but this one I'm not sure how much I have in the pack of the different things, and I'm not sure if they're the right look either, but anyway, we shall see. So these little packs had little stickers associated with them. Okay, so there's not enough. It's too much of a miscellaneous paper pack, but these would be great for when I go camping though. Need to remember to possibly bring these, because you know, behind a picture or something, that was the use of these paper packs. It was to be able to document your life in scrapbooking, because Creative Memories was all about scrapbooking. And I used to scrapbook a lot, but then I stopped. it just takes so much room. I don't know about you, but it really does. So then I have this here, but I've only got that piece left, so that's not going to get me very far. But there are other papers in here that I thought were really pretty and could make really good contenders. And I wanted to go through them with you guys. So there's this one, which I think is really pretty. And actually it might be even prettier than this one, because this one is more pale. I kind of like the darker lines in this. I think it brings up some of the colors. So I think, honestly, this would be a better choice than this. And it would probably be a better choice than that, just because of the colors. Yeah, I think that's what it goes down to. What else was there in here? The other ones were not. Yeah, see, after seeing that other page, this doesn't really do it for me. So that removes this paper pack. So we've got this here, which would have plenty, because I've got 2 sheets anyway, and yeah, for 5 cards this is going to be plenty. And this could go on top of something like that. There's the different ones. So there was, this one is okay, so there's this one, there's that one. Okay, so it could be on that, or it could be this. And then there's that. It's the edges that bothered me. Honestly, like, the edges really bothered me. I don't know how, like, I would have to cut them, but then I feel like I'm wasting a lot if I do that. But I do have, where are my pale ones? It must be the pale ones. And then these don't pop. So that won't work. And then there's the toppers, though. That could possibly work, but I need to put something in between, I feel. So if we were to use this, let's say we were to use this. So I could use this with that. Feels like a bit of a stark difference, though. And then I was thinking maybe something like that. And then what if I was to use just something like that? And I think the book page would really add to this. I have some other book pages that are a different type of yellow. No, I think I prefer the whiter page. So this could be a good choice. But let's see if there's another, because I saw that I had some other greens in here. There's this. Okay, so we'll put this here. And what else did I have? have this here, but I don't think the two together would work. I had thought of, there's this here that could work very well actually. Because then this on top but then do I leave white? Or do I hide the white? Like, do I hide the white completely? I think I might hide the white completely if I go with that. But this would bring this color in, so it could be really pretty. So let's pull this one out. There was this one here that I was thinking. Let's put this here because I think I saw another one later. There's that here. That could be a good choice. But see, this color doesn't go with that the way it did with the other one. See, like this really brings the more gold color that there is, because this napkin is kind of gold. So I think I like that one better. And it has the darker brown. Okay, so there's that. And what else was there in this paper pack? Was there anything else? There's that here that I thought about, but then it's too much like the other green that we just pulled out. There's this, but the patterns are too big. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with those choices. So now the choice. I'm about to fall off my chair. Just want to put my paper pack away so that I've got room to play on my desk, because that's also the thing with the scrapbooking, is because it takes so much room, the paper packs. It's like it really takes a lot of room. Okay, so then this is not going to be good. These are not going to be good. So we won't choose any of these. We can put these aside. We're going to be going with this. Now I only have 2 of this here. So I've only got 4. So I need to find another one for the front and the for the card. I put these aside, but I did have, this is the same, so I could possibly cut this down. And use that, because I don't have any other colors otherwise. All my other stuff is has patterns, it has lines, so that's not gonna work. But this here would be the same color as that, so it would be a match. It would work with this. If I remove the line, I don't think it's gonna be much of a problem. They're all the same here, yeah. Okay, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with that one. And is this one I'm gonna use one that doesn't have the lines. Actually, I'm gonna use the one with the lines because I don't usually use that type of texture. It's probably better for me to use this one if I'm gonna cut it down. Okay, so then we've got all of this. We know that these are going to be cut that way. Now I need to remove that little tiny edge. Actually, yeah, I really do need, there's not going to be a lot of paper showing. Let's do one and see how it works, because I've got a feeling that once I've got all of this down, this paper and that paper, there won't be much, because this is pretty big, unless I cut that down quite a lot. And then if I cut it down a lot, I just need a tiny bit of the paper, the text paper. Or I use that, which is exactly the right size. And would probably be easier to use than the text. Okay, so let's cut that one down and this one down, and then see how that works out. So these are 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. So 5 3/4 and 4 1/8. Okay. Not the first time I wonder. I think I wondered exactly about that the last time around. So oops, move this aside. 5 3/4. And 5 3/4. And then we said 4 1/8. Does that work? Yes, it does. And this is too small, so I've got 2 done. So this I can use on the top, but I'm going to need another page because basically I'm not going to have enough to make the 3. By barely a little. Again, that's too small. So I shouldn't have put my paper away because I need the other page. Shoot. So okay. Lucky I actually have 2 pages like that, and I'm trying to use up my my big packs of paper. They've been in my stash for far too long. So 5 3/4. Put that aside. And 4 and 8. Okay, so we've got all of these. Now I need to decide for the top part, how big do I want it? So let me put this aside. So I want to see the paper a little bit. Then I really have to be careful with my top. So I said, if I put this as is, it's going to be way too big. So I think I'm going to have to cut it down. And then I can make this a little bit bigger, so that I've got at least a little edge like that. And then I'm gonna probably cut this down also. So if I go like this, if I go like that, I want my edge to be about the same size on here, and about the same size on here. So let's take the measurements and see approximately, and then we'll round it off because I want to have a, so let's do 3.5, and so we said 3.5 by, and this is 5 1/8 by 5. Let's do 5 by 3.5. And then I'm gonna have enough with my pack. So if I do 5 and 5, and 5, and then I'm gonna do 3.5. So 3.5. 3.5. And 3.5. And then do the same thing here. 3.5. 3.5. And another 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to put the big guillotine away because the rest of the cuts are going to be smaller. So I won't need this big thing. It's useful for the big 12 by 12, but really annoying to leave on your desk, honestly. Like, you need it, but at the same time, you don't want it on your desk all the time. Okay, so we've got this down and that down, and then I'm going to be cutting this one down as well. Yeah, see, because the top and the is not the same as the sides. Plus anyway, I need to remove that edge, so that's gonna work out for me. So this is 5. So if I remove 1/2 inch, I should have 4. If I remove 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, that would be 3 by 4.5. Would that see? I've got plenty. If I go 3 by, I'm already at 4.5, so that doesn't work. Why do I not feel like I've got 1/2 inch? Okay, so let's do 4 by 2.5. If I go 2.5, if I go 2.5, I'm really close. So or I go 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Quarters. So 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. We'll do this, and then this would be just the perfect size, actually, because I really don't want a lot of this. So if I was to do it like up to here, does my card fit in here? Maybe a little bit further, but not much. How much is that? So I could do 2 3/8. 2 3/8. And this is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. 2 3/8. 2 3/8. And then I have some more, but that one is too small, but this one should be okay. Is this with the right size? Pretty much. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but not much. We said 3 3/4. There was just a tiny bit too much. Okay, and then we said 2 3/8. And 2 3/8. So 1 2 3 4. I'm just missing one. So here we go. 2 3/8. 3/8 by 3 3/4. Perfect. And I've got some left to do my top, which is perfect. Got some left of this to do my top. And I should have some of the, I should have enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6, so I can use all of these to do my top. And we said we're going to use this fern on top, so I will do that. And we're all good to go. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need to cut these down. So we said this was 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So 2 3/4. 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so these are all down, cut down. I need one more, and I'm gonna need it out of this. So I'm gonna be cutting down the yellow edge, because that doesn't work for me. And then I'll take my measurements. So it's pretty much all cut out. Not fully, but close enough. So we need 2 3/4. 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. 4 1/4. So here, and this is going to be the last one. I can just keep it as it is. So now it's a question of assembling and hoping for the best. That all of this all works out. And that my measurements were all good. So there. Probably one of the videos where you've seen me do the most measurements out of all of the videos that I do, because I don't usually measure. I usually just go, like, I eyeball it and that's it. But I guess because I wanted so many layers, I kind of had to do a little bit more calculations. Not that I'm still eyeballing the final product, so it's not gonna be perfectly balanced, but it's gonna be close enough. And anyway, it's a homemade card, so it's supposed to be homemade and not manufactured by machines. So clearly there's going to be little discrepancies in the process, like in the measurements and stuff. It's not going to be completely precise. And even the machines, honestly, like if you look at stuff that's being created by machines, sometimes it's off. Like the calibration goes off, and it takes a while for the machine operator to notice. Because I mean, I was working, the place where I was working at, we made food and we made bars. And even in that process, sometimes the bars would be a little bit heavier and sometimes they'd be a little lighter, and there was a margin for that. Isn't that pretty? I'm really happy with the result. I'm really happy that I was able to use some of the big paper packs that I have and that have been sitting in my stash for a while, and like this paper. And because honestly, there is some patterns are not really good for card making because the pattern is too big, but these here, the pattern is smaller, so it does work with card making. But it's a question of finding the right card, the right subject, the right everything. And I'm really glad that I did. I think this paper made the difference and was one of the big starting points. So I'm glad, and I'm glad I'm using it, because I mean, it's been in my stash ever since I was a creative memory, and that was way back in 2011, maybe. So a long time ago. Don't even know if they still exist, because I know at one point they had financial trouble, so I don't know. Their tools were amazing, but they were expensive. But you know, purchasing good tools, whether it's for your kitchen or for your craft or for anything, they're always more expensive, but in the long run you usually save, because you're not rebuying the same thing over and over again, because they last. But it is an investment at the beginning, and you have to be willing to make that investment. I didn't totally align my thing here, so there's a little edge. Once I've done all the cards, we'll decide on the top, and then I'll go and sew it off camera, and then I'll come back and showcase the set that's going to be in my Etsy store. So all the sets that I mentioned before, they're all going to be in my Etsy store. You'll be able to find the link down in this description box below if you're interested. And yeah, and I hope that it inspires you to use up the stash that you've got. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's got a lot of paper and that needs to use it up. And you know, these card toppers were a lot of fun to make, and I didn't make them in the same day that I'm making the cards, and that's the fun part of it. So you can do card toppers, and the base of this is just a playing card, so really easy to find. You can obviously also use playing card as card toppers itself. There are some in my Etsy store if you're interested. Otherwise you can find playing cards with nice design and use those. It's just that you're gonna have 52 cards that are gonna have the same design, so that might not be. That's one of the reasons why I do the kits, because you might want to do some cards but not have that many of the same design, unless you really like the design, and or if you're using a design that's more of a background, then obviously you can put whatever you want on top, so that might make it different. But so you've got all kinds of different possibilities of card making, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And the images that are here, the little ferns, they're just from a book. So it's just have to look through your books and see if there's books that you're not. Whoops! I almost made a mistake. that you've got nice pictures and you're not reading or you're not using, and giving them another life. Because I mean, the Reader's Digest, let's be honest, there's a lot of people that don't use them anymore. And now that we've got the internet, a lot of those books are not going to be used. So if you find some that have, you're giving them another life. And then you could use possibly the spine of the book to make journals and just have fun. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just glue, paper, and patience. And some imagination of what you want to do with it. So I'm using Suquan tape on the cards because they've got texture and stuff, and I don't want them to lift off my paper on my card. So that's why I'm doing it that way. In case you're wondering why I'm not using my tape runner, that's why. Because I really don't want the card topper to lift off. And I feel like if I just put this, it might. Whereas with the Suquan tape, it's stronger tape. And if you put Suquan tape and then you mess up, honestly, you're gonna regret it. If you're not sure and you want to use the Suquan tape because you want it to be long lasting, but you're not sure of the positioning, you're better off putting some, like you could put the Suquan tape and then put some glue stick on it, and this will give you a little bit of time to fiddle with the positioning before it glues down permanently, because otherwise, once you've put this down, honestly, you're not going to be able to lift it back up. It lifts back up from the card because the playing card is plastified, but it's not going to lift up from this paper. So once it's down, it's down. So yes, I could remove this from the playing card while I'm still making this, but once I put this down on my paper, I won't be able to lift it back up. Unless like I really tear at it. And that's the last card. So now we've got this to make. I don't like having straight edge for my tops, so I'm just gonna distress it a bit because I just feel like it needs to be a little bit distressed, and I usually run my sewing machine in all kinds of different ways, orientations. Like I don't keep it straight because I just feel like it gives it more texture and stuff, and it's more fun. But it's up to you. You decide how you want to do this. Okay, so there's that. Then we're going to put this on top. I could possibly have used a smaller piece, but because let's be honest, there's not going to be a lot of it showing, and I'm not going to be putting it in the same, because my card is like that. It's going to be a little bit different, the positioning of the paper. Like I think I'm going to be putting it a little bit of it at an angle. Instead of putting it in the straight line format as I did with the rest. something like that. I'm thinking could be pretty. So I'll fiddle with it a bit, and then I'll stitch around it, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. Okay, so I finished my work. I forgot my glasses. I don't know what happened to them. I thought I had brought, I guess I brought them in the other part, but anyway, this is the folder finished. So these are going to be the cards that are going to go into this little folder with their envelopes. So they're going to have these envelopes, 2, 3, I'm missing some, 4, 5. So they're going to be presented like this. Obviously I still need to stamp the cards, but they're going to be like this in this little pouch, which I think turned out really adorable, and it's going to be something like that. So I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing me make these, finish assembling them. I hope that it inspires you to make your own card toppers and then use them when you're ready, because sometimes you're not ready when you're just making them, and after you've completed the little cards, well, when you're another time when you feel like it, you can easily make some cards. But making the toppers itself is a lot of fun. So is making these. And when I do them, I make, like, I put masking tape between all of them, and then once it's finished, I just remove the masking tape, and I've got all sorts of little different ones, which is also a lot of fun. So don't forget, in the description box below you will find the link to all my little sets, and they will come with this little magnet if you purchase them. So hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.